Do not worry.
Well, howdy everybody. Welcome to a brand new episode 82 of Do Not Worry. I'm your host, Anthony. This is actually the 2-year anniversary of the podcast, folks. It's been 2 years that I've been doing this, and joining me on this 2-year anniversary, the interns.
Hello.
Oh, wait. No, they're not here, folks. It's Nadim, everyone's
It's
favorite.
me.
He's here to redeem himself, okay?
I'm back.
Don't be mad at him if you don't like him. Be mad at the interns because they're the ones who don't come. And then poor Nadim has to come here at the last minute
أنا مجبور يعني
and take their place. And I'll tease you a little bit, but you know how much I love and care about you, Nadim Matazan. Nadim is great, and you guys are going to find out on the set. Look, instead of leaving me alone on the 2-year anniversary, look at that. He came and he's spending.
I'm a very caring person وكرمال هيك ما حاتركك يعني.
Thank you. Look, he wore his nicest clothes. He wore a nice gold chain. Trying to impress you guys. All right, don't be mean to him. How's everybody doing? Hope you're doing well. As usual, folks. Oh, I have a couple of reminders. Okay, first of all, you can now vote. Voting is now open for the Do Not Worry Awards, folks. You can find the link in the description of this video. You can find it on my Instagram stories. You can vote. Go vote. We got a bunch of categories. Your votes are going to count towards the final result. And the Do Not Worry Awards are going to be not next week, but the following week. Okay, so not next episode, the one اللي بعده. The last episode of the month is going to be the awards. It's going to be a fun time. Go vote, okay? We need your votes. We need your opinions. Lots of fun categories. So head on out and do your voting.
كثير في competition ب 2022
It's
it was
because it was longer than a year.
weird year.
أخذنا نعمل the awards, so there's like way too much, and I keep changing the categories and adding things. So I just need to stop. So it's good that we're done with that. Take a second to please like the video, folks. Leave a comment. Your engagement is very helpful. 2 years later, you've gotten us to 7,500 subscribers. It's not that much. I wish it was higher. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Would have been nice to be at 10,000, but I still appreciate all of you. Hey, 7,500 ain't bad for this little weird show that we do, but I mean, still, 10,000 would be nice. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Come on, help your boy out. Also, Patreon, folks. We could not keep the lights on without our beloved, beautiful patrons that have been by our side for like over a year at this point. A lot of these patrons have been ultra VIPs, and they've been with us from the beginning. And on Jedjan, you guys make sure I can pay the interns, keep the lights on, upgrade our equipment, everything. So thank you guys for this partnership, and we love you guys. And let me thank a few of you beautiful patrons like Leonardo Sawaya, Yusuf Salah, Michel Issa, Hassan Rida, Rifat Fakih, Celine Ash, Firas Abu Fakhr, we love you guys. Superhero patrons like Raya D, Joey Dabul, Jogal, Mo Kabara, Mo Hariri, Ned, Hassan Harake, we love you guys. And our God-tier patrons, Jessica Ann, Muhammad Naamani, 69 Monkeys, Andrew G, Jack Sleeman. Yeah, hell yeah, baby. Burgery, the best burgers over in Tripoli. And Adam Khazan. Seriously, thank you guys so much. We love you. And if you want to support our show, you want to make sure we can keep going, and I can keep paying my interns who don't show up to work, then check out our Patreon and support what tier is right for you, or find a tier that's right for you. We got a lot of interesting topics to talk about this week, folks. First of all, we're gonna talk about it's dangerous for gay people out there. It's difficult being a gay person in Lebanon. The police is out to get you. We're gonna meet Pro Electronics, or also known as Dr. Apple, who will turn your old iPhone X into an iPhone 13. Dr. Food, there's this famous chef who made fun of Dr. Food. Everyone sent it to me on Instagram. Literally, I got sent that video like 100 times. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about Shrouq a little bit. There's a fun before and after video that was made by BB Channel. Zoulfy, we got more Zoulfy. He hustling, and we got the main topic of this episode is Swimmers, the very popular movie on Netflix. It's called The Swimmers. One of the actresses from that movie, a Lebanese actress called Manal Issa, has come out and spoken out against the movie. And then there's crew members and co-stars that are speaking out against her. It's this whole big dramatic issue. We don't really do topics like this very often on the show, but I feel this is a very interesting one that I want to talk about because I'm kind of also like in the movie industry and stuff. I kind of love that stuff. And we're going to talk about the Lebanese Netflix top 10, something we haven't done in a long, long time. But since it's a 2-year anniversary, let's do one of the OG segments that we used to do. And without wasting any more time, let's get to it. Before we move into any of these important and very, very important topics, let's watch a clip from the very first episode of the podcast. Instead of having the interns do cute little montages of me, I have to do them myself because, they're great. Love you guys. I'm بمزح معكم ولو. Here's a quick little clip of episode 1. All right, I think we are recording. Hey everyone, welcome to the first episode of Do Not Worry. I am your host Anthony, coming to you from the heart of Beirut in Jaitewe. I would really appreciate if you guys could like and subscribe. Liking this video would help out just because this is a brand new YouTube channel, brand new show. It's going to get buried in the algorithm on YouTube. No one's ever going to find this. So any kind of engagement would be very helpful. Also, little did I know that we would have mediocre success. Some people found it.
بس عملت الفيديو هيدا خصوصا this intro توقعت هيك توصل after 2 years.
Did I expect that after 2 years we would have a whopping 7,500 subscribers?
Yeah.
Not really. I mean, look, I keep shitting on we have a good amount of subscribers, okay? I'm happy with our subscribers. But no, I honestly thought it was just going to like fail and I would probably do a couple episodes, flop, and then I'll be like, pretend it never happened, bury it, and then never talk about it again.
And عن جد I guess من بعد this intro هيك صار عندك a whole new routine.
Yeah, bro. This has ruined my life. Yeah. No, I'm kidding. Subscribing would be very awesome. You guys will know whenever I drop a new episode. And I'm trying to hit a milestone of 500 subscribers. So 500. We have a lot of interesting things to talk about today, including Army Hammer's weird sex messages, which we're going to go through together. Yeah, 7,000. I'm briefly going to touch on the Ingrid Bawab situation. Ingrid Bawab, remember when her dog?
She hit her dog.
Don't talk about it anymore. She's reformed now.
Yeah.
Okay? She's a reformed woman. Netflix. And I'm also going to share one of my favorite Lebanese influencers so that you guys don't... that died quickly. I think I also mentioned Netflix, top 10. Right? What is popular on Lebanese Netflix?
Yeah.
And I'm also going to...
It's back.
It's back, baby.
It's back.
Yeah, the favorite Lebanese influencer thing didn't last very long.
أنا بلا بس تحكي عن تيك توكس هيك لا.
No, بتذكر حكيت عن أنيس ثابت, حكيت عن وسام كمال, حكيت عن كازدورة.
Yeah.
Then I was like, all right, that's over. I don't want to talk about that anymore. There's not that many people that I like to be able to like, what is this podcast, basically? And what can you guys expect from it? I'm going to talk about movies. I'm going to talk about TV. I'm going to talk about video games. I'm going to talk about influencers. I'm going to talk about living in Lebanon. I'm going to talk about movies, TV, video games. Maktir. Let's 2 years later, let's admit I failed in that regard. None of you guys are interested. It's like, it's not what people want to... They don't tune in to listen to me talk about movies.
ليك تركت باكر like she 30%.
I did say influencers, but hey, I warned you guys. Living in the States, and potentially if I ever have to move or leave this country, I always let you guys know when I'm leaving. You always know when I'm traveling. بحكيكم on my travels, huh? It's kind of going to be just my way of talking to the world. This is where sort of, I don't know, the hub of everything that is Anthony and that is me, you will find it on this podcast. I would hope so. And I hope that you guys enjoy it. Nothing's changed that much, man. The mic is much nicer now, I have to say. I like the new mic. I like the new setup. Yeah, that's the stand. That's my old shitty stand for $13 on Amazon.
It's good.
You could podcast on a budget, man. I started this podcast with no budget. Yeah, and if anyone's intimidated, then I need equipment. I mean, not really. You can literally use, if you have an iPhone or like a phone with a decent camera, use that as your camera, man.
Yeah, like we did the whole 1 hour and a half documentary with my laptop.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Like, literally. Don't overthink it. Hello, we're gonna do another one with the Mirab one. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. All right. Well, podcast turns 2 years old. A quick update on last week's story. We talked about Maya Soufi getting harassed by the disgusting hairdresser. What's his name? Sherb Mouet. A quick update. Again, my amazing interns. I asked them, what does Maya Soufi do? They're like, she's an influencer. She's a singer, guys. Okay, she is a singer. I just wanted to clarify that. She is an artiste, a singer. She actually got to see the episode and the segment that we did. She sent us some feedback. At first, she was upset that we used an old video of hers that she deleted. It was really funny. Normally, I never tag anyone when we talk about them on the show. I was like, you know what? With her, I kind of want to tag her because I want her to see it and like maybe if she wants to share it because I mean, I'm happy that we were able to share her message and everything. Bro, within 5 minutes of me tagging her, I get a DM. She's like, why are you using this video of me? I look like Shrek. Delete it now. I'm like, oh, shit, dude. She's like angry. This is not what I had in mind. Because then she watched the segment. She was very nice.
I'm sad.
Yeah, I know. She's anyways. I'm like, you don't look like Shrek. I'm like, it's not about what. Anyways.
I look like Shrek.
No, and then she's like, you should have asked for my permission to like put the video on. I'm like, listen, we never usually ask. And she might even get angry that I'm talking about this now. No,
like, I know if it was on social media once, like, it would stay on social media.
I'm like, I never ask anyone for anything. So, like, I just post everything. So, but anyway, she's a singer. So our apologies for getting that wrong. And she mentioned she was gonna be on the news talking about that guy. She's like she's not gonna stop, and I think until like they close down his shop. So she's going all out on him. I think by the time she's done with him, he's not gonna have a career, which is good. He doesn't deserve one. Next, gay danger, folks. The gays of Lebanon, you guys need to watch out. The police is out to get you. Now, there's this message that has been going around all over Instagram. People have been sharing this, so I thought I would do my duty as a citizen of the world and read it and let you guys know if any of you guys are gay watching at home. You heathens. No, I'm kidding. Everyone in Beirut, please share widely. The police are posing as gay men and entrapping people all the way from Remnant. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh. I'm just imagining police acting gay and like how far they're willing to go to catch these people. It's just so funny. Okay, so I'm going to start this over. The police are posing as gay men and entrapping people all the way from Remnant al-Bayda to Marina Baye. They are using this chance to either take people to the station or extort them for thousands of dollars. This is an active push currently happening by the police. They're also using online apps such as Grindr to do this. Again, I don't mean to laugh. Spread the news and warn all your friends, even those you think this may not apply to. So yeah, I mean, I guess even if you're not gay, but like if you look gay, I guess, if you're dressed, if you're stylish, they might assume you're gay.
قد ايه معقول to go further بهيك قصص خيي معقول؟
It's super messed up, obviously.
Super pushed على الفاضي خيي انه
being gay
بالعالم.
It's dangerous being gay in Lebanon. عندك من ميلي عندك جنود الرب عندك
تاني من عندك هلا صاروا
you got the police.
الهاكرز تبعك.
But look, this is suspicious to me. You know, like if a cop wants to, like, I think some of these cops are maybe secretly gay and they want to like test out the water. So they're like, I'll volunteer for the mission.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's like, who wants to volunteer?
انت كوب وفت على جرايندر ولقيت صاحبك لقيت رفيقك اللي معك بجدرك وطلع هو جاي. You
know what I mean? Like that would be. This is creating like someone needs to do a sitcom of like all the different situations that could come out of this. We're obviously not trying to make light. This is obviously very serious. It's also like.
It's absurd.
It's sus, like, yeah, like, and if you're willing to go that far and like pretend that you're gay and shit, like to catch someone, maybe you got to question your own sexuality and then learn to accept it. But it's super messed up. And there's another story that you, I think you have it on your phone that someone shared. Read it for us, please. Here's an example of like how the police are harassing some people and trying to get them to, you know.
Okay, on Saturday night at around midnight, I parked my car in Biel area with a friend to talk. At some point during the night, a police car pulls up and two policemen started searching us and the car, looking for drugs and weed. We clearly weren't doing anything, but they insisted on searching the car. A few moments later, the same police car pulled up, same two policemen. They opened my door and started calling us lesbians. They're boys, by the way. Looking again for drugs and being vocal about saying it. Things like وين المخدرات and سنة لاقطين كتير مثل كون and even looking in our pockets. They threatened to call ADEB mainly it's the department اللي خاصة بكل شيء drugs or if you like having sex in the car or whatever. Okay. And took both of our wallets to check IDs and took all the money we had. My friend had around 2 million Lebanese lira on him. أخذون. They even went their way to grab 2 umbrellas from my car and Marsh one كاتب of the bluntly said هون رح اعطيهم لبنته. No way. الزلمه اخذ من عنده 2 umbrellas من الصندوق قال له رح اعطيهم لبنته. They left after a good 15 minutes of harassment and threatening. I wasn't going to talk about the situation weird out. Okay, هون like he's talking about his personal.
Yeah, I mean
بس انه شو
It's absurd. You were right to be outraged, Nadim. You are correct.
Like I know that's my friend. I know him.
Oh yeah.
No way. Like انه حرام خي.
It's super messed up that they had to go through that. Is your friend a guy or a girl though? Because you said the cop called them a lesbian.
No,
lesbians.
They were 2 guys in the car. They are. They are uneducated.
That's so fucked up, bro. Yeah. It's so stupid. It's just funny because like it's not funny. It's just like absurd. That's why it's just funny. And I really do suspect that some of these cops might be gay. And look, this is your opportunity. Find that out. And maybe while they're on the mission, like they're making out with one of their potential victims, they realize like, hey, maybe I kind of like this. So in conclusion, gays, be careful, all right? Maybe now's a good time to stay in the closet for a while. Don't be coming out. Keep it hidden. I'm Nuzah. This is So bad. All right. Pro Electronics.
So bad.
Pro Electronics. We're trying to make light of a situation that is serious. Pro Electronics, folks. Are you poor and are you ashamed of it? Do you have a measly iPhone X and
Do you want to turn it into
and you want to turn it into an iPhone 13? You know, are you ashamed to take out your phone in public? You carry it around like this so that no one can see that you only have the two little small cameras in the back. Well, Dr. Apple at Pro Electronics is here to help. And he specializes in taking iPhone
هذا اللي كان
X.
بعدنا اسمه بلبنان
بياخد لك your iPhone X وبيحول لك اياه الايفون 13 Pro. هيك you can look rich in front of your friends. Here he is.
مرحبا لكل حدا بعد ما عرف شو يعني نحول من ايفون اكس ل 13 برو اكس ار ل 14 برو الى اخره. هذا الفيديو لكم. هذا هو الهاوسنج اللي احنا عم نحكي عنه. تمام. هذا مصمم من برا 14 برو.
And folks, you know he's serious and credible because he's wearing gloves. He's wearing medical gloves while holding the phone, so that makes him a real
black
doctor.
medical gloves.
Black medical
black
gloves.
ones
ومن جوا لتليفونك انت. يعني هون بيركب عندك البورد تبعك، هون بيركبوا فلاتات الواي فاي تبعك، هون كاميرتك، هون بطاريتك، تشارجينج بورت، كبساتك، وبصير تليفونك ايفون 14 برو.
So you see, they just keep the screen from your current phone.
يا خالد شو ممكن يصير في شيء اعطال بالتليفون؟ شو بيتغير؟ شو بيصير له؟ تليفونك ما بيصير له اي شيء، مقفول 100%. طيب يا خالد ارسال بيضعف؟ اكيد لا. يا خالد التليفون بضل ووتر بروف؟ كمان اكيد لا، ما راح يضل ووتر بروف لانه انا ماني ابل، انا خالد.
He's honest. I love that. هيدا
بس
الووتر
خالد
بروف. لا انا مش ابل، انا
ما
خالد.
حيقدر يخلص فيه يعني.
So the doctor's telling you, Dr. Apple عم يقول لك ما في waterproof بقى، بس انه he's honest. Hey, we fucking respect an honest king.
فيس اي دي طبعا بتضلها شغاله، صوت، سبيكرات، ارسال، واي فاي الى اخره. انا مش مردد، انا مأكد انه انا اول شخص طلعت بهيدي الفكره على تيك توك. من بعدي صاروا عم بيعملوها وعم بيطلبوا اقل سعر، اقل وقت، اقل. الله يرزقهم الف عافيه. بس الشيء اللي بدي اوصلكم اياه انه الشغل النظيف بده وقته، وكل حدا فينا بيعرف
صراحه
يتمن قديش.
انا ليكو كل ما اشوف حدا حامل ايفون اكس بطلع نفسي بستفي. I'm like
ايفون اكس
شو هالفر. I'm like yeah it's disgusting. عن جد it's appalling يعني. ف if you're one of these people حامل ايفون اكس او اقل you discuss me وروح عند برو الكترونكس دكتور ابل وظبط التليفون.
اصلا نحن بس قدمنا لنكون انترنز بالشو. one of the points كان انه يكون عندنا اكثر من ايفون اكس يعني ايفون
يا اكيد. واذا حاملين اندرويد كمان بنقبل، بس انه لازم يكون S21 او طلوع. هيدا this is another video. هون شو معنا؟
هون الترانسفورميشن.
خالد بونجور، بدي الايفون 13 برو، ما معي مصاري، شو بعمل؟
بس هيك عم تحكيم العيون. لا
بوم بيبي. The green one too. لك حلو الأخضر.
اليوم لأول مرة بلبنان صار فيك تحول تليفونك اكس ار اكس ماكس 11 شو ما بدك، صار فيك تحول لايفون 13 برو. هذا هو الهاوسنج اللي عم نحكي عنه. طبعا كالعاده كل قطع التليفون بتضل اوريجينال. نحط البورد تبعكم هون.
Okay, he's gonna go over the same stuff, the housing, etc.
كثير اصلا بضحكوا كيف ببلشوا دايما خالد حول لي السلولار.
I know. He didn't used to go by Doctor below. He used to go by Khalid. هلا in the more recent videos, you know, Doctor, he's getting in on the Doctor trend because everybody, you know, if you put a Doctor in front of your name now, بتبج على التيك توك. سو هلا صار دكتور ابل.
عن جد بترجيك خالد جيب ستيتوسكوب.
Check this out.
ليز حطه
He's probably done it. شفتوا هيدا التليفون القديم هلا بيفكوا bam. And look, it turns around. It's the same front of the old phone يعني. بعده بيمشي الفيس اي دي شغال. كله شغال.
بس ووتر بروف لا.
منه ووتر بروف.
يا منه ووتر بروف.
بونسوار دكتور.
يا هلا تفضلي.
كيفك خالد؟ بدي اسوي شاشته للتليفون ايفون.
اوكي anyway.
بس ما بدي اتخذ
بكفي هيدا we don't need it. So that is our good friend Pro Electronics, Dr. Apple. All right, all you poors, all you peasants, take your iPhone 10s.
Please روحوا لعند الدكتور.
Do us all a favor. By the way, guys, we have no sponsor this week, so ooh, excuse me. It is a perfect time to join our Patreon. You know, support us. Okay, this video. قلت لي شو اسمه this guy Dr. what chef شو تمخيط هلا ما فيك تمخيط while we're on while you're on
Chef
here.
reactions.
اسمه Chef Reactions. How many followers does he have? قلت لك give me a screenshot of his TikTok. شو
قلت
جيب
لك
جيب of his TikTok account. هيدا شو هيدا. He's a very famous. I think he has like over
he has 2.5 million.
He has 2.5 million followers. Okay, everybody send me this damn video, so let's watch it. I mean, he's going after Dr. Food for that
جاب قلت لك
for that video. Here we go. Let's watch it together. You've all seen this at this point, but let's watch it again.
Dr. Food, where are we going today? Let's see. France, okay? Because all traditional French dishes start with a block of cheese in the middle of a Pyrex and some raw macaroni.
Pyrex, Pirex.
Add a bucket of creme fraiche.
fresh.
This guy Dr. Food or Dr. Kevorkian of food, because this thing needs to be put out of its misery already. Garlic powder, a staple in France.
What's more insane than the recipe is how Shrouq is talking.
Oregano,
Bro.
also a French staple. Paprika, also a French staple. Mozzarella cheese.
This looks disgusting, bro.
Okay.
هي شروق
What the
mozzarella
fuck
cheese
is going
وجبنة
on here?
صفراء.
Then you add blue cheese. Huh.
What, I forgot what they were making. صراحة.
مثل
Well, at
تارت
least it's
جبنة
not
برو.
minced garlic.
بالاخر بتطلع
Okay.
كلها جبنة معكرونة تشيز يعني.
You really need to gingerly put that one on top there. Now we move it to the oven. Okay. Now, again, I'm wondering how the fuck is this French? Turkey. More. Okay. Yeah.
Those they know what they're doing, man. They know
Bro,
they're.
what the hell is going on here?
They probably they know that's disgusting. I mean, they have to.
All right.
Wow.
Jesus Christ. This guy's name is Dr. Food. I've said it a couple times already, but like, where the fuck did you go to
Well, it's
medical
not
school?
disgusting بس انه لانه هن عم يعملوها
Pickles.
disgusting فهمت شو قصدي؟
It looks
All right.
disgusting.
انا هلا قلت لك ايه
I'm
عم
not
يخلطها.
French. I'm not classically French trained. I do love French food. Dog, this ain't it. Oh yeah, cut some herbs on top.
Hey, that's racist.
That's a sloppy fucking mess. The pickles are, no, that ain't working for me. So I'm gonna give this a 2 out of 10. Dr. Food,
Don't
you
make-
need your license revoked. I would try it.
Hey, don't make me side with Dr. Food and Shrouq by pulling out racist jokes. It's fine. You know, it's not racist. But anyways, yeah, it's this what they're making is disgusting. But the problem is, man, they know that what they're making is disgusting and they want to go viral for that stuff. It's like these accounts of like white women on Twitter. They always go viral for like putting like they put like hot dogs and like a block of cheese in the oven and they call that a dinner thing. Like it's fucked up. But anyways, look, this whole thing, look, and I've been questioning Shrouq and Shrouq's motivations. I'm not gonna lie to you, over the past few weeks on this podcast, I'm questioning, like, she basically took over Dr. Food's TikTok and his account. Like, I think she's kind of a clout goblin, and this whole wedding was the whole just charade just for her to boost her social media presence. Some part of me is like, should I feel bad for, like, you know, she's just his wife and everyone on the internet is hating on her, but there is something weird about her. And this is a montage معمول by BB Channel. It was on Instagram. I saw it and I just look at the before and after of Shrouq.
جوزي موجوع، جوزي جوعان، جوزي زعلان، جوزي راح على الشغل.
جوزي وانا حاربي، جوزي اغسل واكوي. بدي اقول لك العروسه المستقبليه الله يعينك.
دكتور فود لوين حنروح اليوم؟
يلا على الكرة الأرضية.
يعني تيك توك إلي ساعة منزل الفيديو،
فرنسا.
ساعة معلق.
أنا خايفة كتير الفطور اللي رح أعمله هلا ما يعجب الدكتور فود.
جوزها اليوم عم يطبخ لها. تعال شوف مشترياتي لليوم.
قررت
شايف
اليوم
الموضوع
أعمل
الأنمي.
breakfast بالبيت أشقوان
سكين على فورتنايت.
فريش موتزاريلا تشيز مخلل
موتزاريلا.
الخيار جارليك باودر بابريكا تركي فلفل الأخضر بتحطوا الهربس.
إذا في قصف جبهات أنا بعرفش عنه رجاء تخبروني.
بون أبيتيت.
It's weird. Anjad, I mean, look, you can change. You know what I mean?
yeah
you
بس
don't-
she has to fit his content كمان هو عارف.
I just wonder, like, what kind of person is she though? Like, if her whole career is just making random videos on social media, then she's like, wanna make videos with this man right there. Like, what's her whole identity? Like, what is being a social media influencer who is only known for making like video? I don't even want to.
They are the 1%, bro.
I don't trust that. I don't trust her. Dr. Food, run for the hills. She's coming for you, man. I hope you signed a prenup. Now we're gonna talk about one of my favorite new characters, Zoulfy, folks. We talked to Zoulfy, HFC, Zikola, Batata, Avocat. We have our boy Zoulfy, all right? He's slinging HFC, fried chicken, and he's also pushing vapes. He's got his finger on the pulse.
And
Now he's selling everything, folks.
Shoes.
I found Zoulfy selling shoes. I found Zoulfy selling clothes.
Boxes.
بيشتغل بالإنترنت كافيه, TikTok cafe. شو ما بدكم, folks. Zoulfy has sold it. Check it out. First, here he is slinging shoes. This man hustles, man, and you gotta respect it. You gotta make money.
شو يا اخي السالفة؟ شو يا حبيب قلبي؟ شو عنها؟ فيك تحكي؟ يعني اثبات وجود. شوف هيدا اثبات وجود للجوردن.
شوف لنا جوردن.
2 3 4 معلم. قد ايه اسعارهم بالسوق؟ قد ايه بدك تحرق؟
200
$60 ب $35 يا ماما. واللي بيجي على المحل وبيقول لهم انا من طرف الزولفي ب $30 معلم.
برو الان
يعني مش
والان عند زولفي. I think المحل
اسعار.
بفتكر اسمه B14. I'm not sure.
المحل يعني
بس في محل تاني يمكن هيدا B14. هيدا كمان شوف.
هي الزولفي هي عم بيحكوا عم بيقولوا امبارح الشوزات اللي عملت عليهم عرض
الشوزات
ب $360. كيف نحن عم بيعوا ب $30 خيي؟ يا خيي هذاك اوريجينال 100%. انا اللي عم بحكي عنه اوريجينال 200%. حبيبي هذا اللي عم بحكي عنه انا ما ببيعه بالسوق.
The guy's a natural salesman.
70
اذا بيجي هلا
يعني اللي عامل حرق اسعار عامل
notice his Amsterdam t-shirt. Hey, the t-shirt weed. It's his favorite t-shirt, I would say.
بديني والله صبر اصلا طاروا العالم اجت اخذت عشرات. حبيبي انا نمبر 1 وانا لما اقول لك بقيت اعمل عرض يعني حرقه يعني
نمبر 1
يعني بدي
anyways هون he's slinging shoes. شو بعد عنا shoes ما بكفوا خيي. بدكم التياب. هيدا المحل اسمه امازون.
انت بتعرف شو يعني انا بسلك امازون؟ يعني لما احرق انا اسعار الناس بتنزل من لعندي من وين؟ من بنت جبال. ليك من هذا الاخذ.
Hey, شاطر man. They're both wearing the same t-shirt.
I like true. He has a creative team يعني وهو بيقعد هيك بفكر فيهم.
Creative team?
ايه انه
Zoulfy
creative team.
What is the creative team, bro? He's the creative team. He's the money. He's the face. He's everything, bro.
بس the fact انه هو بالمحل عم ببيع المحل. واو Zoulfy.
He's hustling 24/7, bro. Hustling and making money.
Zoulfy ونحن بالبودكاست.
هي الزولفي لا حاطط لعوينات.
We love you, bro.
هي مع عيوني عم يهرقوني. بس وين؟ بس عم تاخذ
بس ما شو
حبيبي
شو اسمه؟
بس اقول لك B14 يعني اقوى الاسعار. بس اقول لك حرق اسعار مش 30% و40%، 50%. ارجي حبيبي. اعمل له برمه تعال هلا.
I'm getting fashion zone vibes.
بس
ده مش محل هدامون.
الصيفيه جاي تيابك بكره ما بتلاقيهم حبيبي. بتعرف قد ايه هاي؟ ما رح اقول لك ب8 ب$5. ليك فرجيني
نار
$5. اي واحد ياخذها
كلمة حبيبي
ب2. واذا كانت ستراس
تيك توك ساري توكسيك
برو. كل شيء حبيبي
يعني بس
وجيبه برو. جيبه اذا فيك تجيبه بعده بيعمل لي جيبه. بس شهينه صار عم لي HFC تبيان
HFC هلا
وجبه هوت دوغ مع زيكولا
مع افوكادو.
افوكا زياده صوص افوكا.
بس مش معقول عن جد كلمة حقيقة مثلا تكون مع حيالة حدا بتقول له حبيبي مثلا تحس حالك غريب.
There's a lot of words.
حلو جيبه يعني ما بقول له حبيبي.
تيك توك انا نزعلي كثير. بدك تلعب بلاي ستيشن 5 بس ما عندك بلاي ستيشن 5 مثلي.
زولفي بيجيب على
Zoulfy can help you.
زولفي شو عم تعمل هون؟ يا عمري
زولفي
طورنا
سيميليشن تخيش هيدا.
فتحنا محل PS حي الامريكان. تيجي من حاز العام حاز الامن العام كادو غملوش بتفوت روح لاخرك.
let's see. Let's go. I love that you guys. Okay, ما في من كبير.
تعال هلا قرب لعندي دربي. لما قال لك الزولفي انا يعني شغل نظيف. يعني حتى بس افتح PS عندي اوفرات. فوت
I love the club. بفتح PS يعني محل نتورك بلاي ستيشن. بفتح PS. انا فاتح PS.
هيك الرواق. PS5
مع UPS كمان. تحت.
PS4 PS4 قرب
PS5 تاني.
كمان PS5 2 PS5 و2 PS4 وطابق فوقاني عم تجهز للايام اللي جاي. عملت لك مكتب لطلعت على المكتب وعبيت لك برات لتلاوش انت واعي. انا بسألك الزلفي ليك من عادي ليك من مطرح وليك الرواق.
بربحك جميلة على المينيمم. انا عبيت لك براد بدك تلاقي مش صار فيك ثانك يو اي جس اذا عطشت.
بركي اذا بكون معك بالاوضه ببيعك بقى ما تعرف يعني.
اذا عطشت وبدك مي صار في هون ثانك يو زولفي. ثانك
يعني حتى محل بلاي ستيشنات ورواق عمري موجودين نحن بحي الامريكان 2 PS4 و2 PS5 واسعار حارقين فيها الارض. وانا بسألك الزلفي يعني والله بدك مليون سنة انت عارف نحن مين.
حدا نعصب بالكومنتس last week they mentioned انه بدك مليون سنة from a song نسيت مين اسم the artist who sang it like a famous song.
جورج وسوف.
One of the big ones, one of the greats. They're like حرام انه كيف هيدا بدك مليون سنة is being used by Zoulfy. But I'm like, you know what? It's an honor that Zoulfy is using it and keeping it alive. هون تيك توك كافيه سامعين عنهم. Our friend of the show and patron Heather Jabber has asked me to go investigate the TikTok cafe. When I think now, after seeing this video, I might just have to because, you know, Zoulfy's pushing.
يا زلفي يا معرب لورا يا بدي اقعد قعده حلوه بدي اكل لقمه طيبه بدي ارقر ارجيله طايره وين انا باخدك يا كبير روح
حس انت
تيك توك كافيه لا
And again, with our favorite shirt.
شايفه كذا مره تيك توك كافيه.
ايه ولو شغل الزلفي.
هي ما لي غير تيك توك كافيه قعده حلوه وارجيله طيبه ولقمه. يلا هات لنشوف.
شوف الزلمه.
The guy bro is chilling. Yeah, he's chilling the guy.
والله سريعين بالخدمه يا زلمه. ليك منا سجق وجبنه وهيدي مرقوق يعني خفيفه على المعده. ليك طايره. انسى انا بس اقول لك تيك توك كافيه يا حبيبي يعني والله بدك مليون سنه لا تعرف انا مين.
ما بعرف برو. انا حيطت لك براد اذا عطشت فيك تشتري مي بالتيك توك كافيه. اخر واحد. I know too much Zoulfy. I know if you guys like Zoulfy. I love him. I love the Zoulfy. هون this isn't. He's not selling anything he hasn't sold before.
ماشي he needs 1 جيبه 1 ليك بيعنا.
It's a mix of everything. هون عم يحكي عن his cheddar sauce. ما بعرف ليه I wanted to watch because you know نحن we don't trust him when we're accusing of his avocado sauce of being colorant كله بالكومنتس. No one's believing بس his cheddar شوفه.
شو عنا اليوم غي الزلفي؟ يا خي ما عنا شيء بس انا لما بدي اكل ما باكل الا الزنجر سوبريم. حلو. وانت اصلا لما بدك تحكي عني بده يكون على قليله محلك اكبر من حمامي.
حكيم.
لما بدك تحكي عن لون التشيدر هيدا اللي انت مش معاجبك ضلك تحكيني عن التشيدر. يا خيي اذا انت ما همك زبوناتك وبتعمل لهم تنكة التشيدر هي اللي جاهزه بس بتسخنها اما انا يا حبيبي شو انا هيدا اللون هو هيدا مش لون الصبغه وصبغات وحكايات. هيدي التشيدر انا بطبخها يا حبيبي. انا فوق جايب شيف مخصص بس تيطبخ التشيدر عشان مطعم العالم حيالله. ما تحكي وتقول لي الوان وما الوان. هيا على الطاوله على لو لك روح طبخ انا ناكل روح يا
دكتور تشيدر.
هيدي when you go to you know culinary school في categories.
هو بس للتشيدر.
انا تشيدر صوص
جايبه منقيه انا بس للتشيدر.
انا جاي زولفي بعتني هون اتعلم. I'm not gonna disappoint him. Anyway, Zoulfy عن جد bro يعني.
عن جد برافو.
You're a king bro. Alright, King Rolodex. You guys remember King Rolodex? Hey, he's mixed up his page. His TikTok is different. He's hired some like young guy, a young dude to like become the face. يعني بيضلوا بيبين أكيد بيجي بيعطي مصاري وبيساعد. بيظهر.
ما بيبين
بيظهر exactly. بيظهر King Rolodex like a saint. But there's like a young guy who's basically going around. The one thing I find funny in all these videos, they're helping poor people. Okay, man, there's a bunch of videos that came out that they're not actually helping these people. So they'll film a poor guy, they'll pretend they gave him money or something. Then the next day, بتروح بتشوف that none of it is real. So they're not actually helping anyone, because they're making it look like they're helping people. What's funny is when they show up, the guy starts running after them, and then they all بيخافوا. It's all like تمثيلية.
هيك في الفلاش عليه
They're horrid. Like it's scary. Like it's like Kepsit police. You know what I mean? It's like cops pretending they're gay going after gay people. That's it's like the guys going after the. They're all start running. Like they're grabbing their kids. I just find it hilarious. كل ما أحضر, I'm like laughing. You're supposed to be sad and haram these poor people. It's always absurd. Check this guy out.
هذا كثير ضحك.
هذا واحد.
ركض
And they keep running after him, so it's like he's only gonna get more scared.
والله عم بيع وايبس والله لطعمي عادي عبطوني يا حبيبي شو بنقدم لك مساعده
And I actually think the slow piano music is fucking copyrighted, so let's see. I'm gonna try to pause it every once in a while.
فيها حد الألبوم.
So that's the guy.
كم واحد ركض. طب لو إذا كنت هلا بيردوا عليك 5 مقطع
أكيد. هل هون التمثيلية بتبلش وعم بيمثلوا.
طيب شوف عينك.
You know, you see a guy running after you and a camera guy with lights with like هجمين عليكم. You're gonna be scared. So don't do that to these poor people, man.
شو عم تعمل هون؟ دخلك انت يا اخي خليك بعد على الجناب، ليش عم تصور؟ شيل الكاميرا
لحظة شوي لحظة ما تقرب علي لحظة
يا اخي شيل الكاميرا من هون، شيل الكاميرا من هون، كيف ما دخلك؟
تعال معي تعال معي نحن جايين نساعدك
تعال معي خيي.
تعال هون.
الجوع يا اخي بتطعميني انت هنا؟ الجوع كافر يا
And again,
غالي.
we don't mean to laugh. No, أكيد the guy is fucking poor وحرام. He needs all the help he can get. But no, it's the way they're using them for content. The تمثيلية بالأول وتبتاع معي. It's absurd. It's absurd. There's more running away. If you thought there was, we're not done with the running away, man.
مرحبا
لا تصور
لحظة
واحد فتح عليه مرحبا.
بينقذك.
نساعدك جايين نقدم لك مساعدة. هيدا البيت تبعك؟
أنا ببالي
عم تنام هون؟ كلمة رعبة.
Haram akida, and obviously horrible situation. And what's even worse is that these fucking assholes are taking advantage of these fucking poor people المعترين that need actual help, and they're using them for fucking views and clout. شي بلاعب, bro. Oh, okay, this one. Yeah, this one's running. This one's running. We got a runner. Get him. Get him. Get that peasant.
وينه هيدا؟
وينه هيدا؟
بده يجيب tranquilizer gun ويصير يقوصهم من بعيد. We got one. Bro, هيدا مثل National Geographic for poor people, bro. Like لقينا واحد. They find him under the trash. He's like, he gets scared, he starts running away. It's a mix of cops, حديد cops, where they show like bad boys. It's like
كل بالجرم مشهود يعني أكتر.
It's like cops / National Geographic و poor people. خلطة King Rolodex TikTok. That's what you get. It is so. Is he still running away?
جايين نساعدك.
طول بعمرك حبيبي مش حتأذوني.
مش حتنفذونا. He's on King Rolodex.
بعد في هيدا شو هيدا؟
نحن اليوم عباب المقبرة عرفنا إنه في حدا عم بينام جوا حالته كثير سيئة.
كل ميوزيك بتحس
It's like an exorcism. هلا the guy's gonna be possessed by the devil.
basically. مترددين جوا.
ايه شي هيك.
بس رح نفوق.
So that's the young man. It's a cemetery. That's the young man who has been hired by Dr.
King Rolodex.
King Rolodex. Sorry. شو عم بيعمل? It's like عم بيصوروا found footage horror movie. The Blair Witch Project.
هو الفلاش.
روح جاي نساعدك. روح شوي. جاي نساعدك.
شو تعمل هون؟
جاي نساعدك.
جاي تسرقوني تعال ورا. تعال ورا.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وقف شوي.
بسم الله.
شو نصور خلص.
ستي ماتت عباب المستشفى. وهيدا أبرة.
Now he's nice. You know, it's
بس إنه باشا ما بقى حيساعدني.
صاروا ايه فيك هلا. مش حتساعدني امي 6 متر. Anyways, again, just absurd. I think we have one more runner, and this one's a lady, which is even for some reason funnier.
في حدا نام عباب مقبرة.
معقول؟
ما تخافي روقي ما تخافي. جايين نساعدك. ما تخافي طولي بالك روقي. شربها ما
paid actors.
ما بدنا منك شيء طولي
حرام
بالك.
برو. حرام بس إنه.
ليش نايم حد المقبرة؟
إجارات غالية انكسرت عجلة.
Anyways, this is poverty porn that we're not gonna indulge them. But it's the running that I just found. absurd يعني شو بدنا نقول.
It's a montage بالأول يعني.
It's like a drama.
خليك.
It's like a reality show عن جد. وcheaters وهول تبع Discovery Channel. Have you ever seen? You're too young for cheaters.
I'm too young.
Folks, it's time for the main topic of today's episode, the big, dramatic, juicy drama that is surrounding the Netflix film Swimmers. So the film tells the true story, I guess, of like Sarah and Yusra Mardini. They are Syrian sisters who escaped the war in Syria. They went like by refugee boat into Germany. It was a harrowing tale of survival and stuff. When Yusra got to Germany, they're both swimmers. Like their dad was a swimming coach. He taught them their whole lives. Once they finally got to Germany, Yusra continued her swimming and eventually ended up in the Rio Olympics as part of the refugee team. Very inspirational story. She ended up winning a medal and stuff like that. So they made a movie about that, and that movie is Swimmers. And it has been on the Netflix top 10 movies list for like weeks. Ever since it came out on Netflix, at least Lebanon, it's been on the top 10. We're going to talk about the Netflix top 10 in a bit. So anyways, the movie's been very popular. I'm guessing a lot of you guys have already seen it. A lot of Lebanese people must have seen it. A lot of my audience, I'm sure you guys have seen the movie. I saw the movie, and I got to say, I thought it was pretty good. It was an okay movie. I'm not going to tell you that it was like spectacular. It's a little bit by the numbers. It's a little bit formulaic. They play it very safe. But as someone who's a screenwriter now, and I've worked in reality television for 4 years, and I've been in the TV industry for a while, and like I've been obsessed with movies and movie news and everything for years. Movies are basically compromise is a big word. I think that the biggest word that I would use to describe making anything, any kind of art, whether it's movies, TV, whatever, it's compromise.
It's mainly in the cinema domain.
Especially in cinema, so you can tell that it's a film that maybe had a stronger vision in the beginning, that through the process of movie making and taking notes from producers, from the studio. It's not just the artist and the writer that make the movie that they want. You have an idea, but then the people that are going to fund your movie are going to, give you opinions. I think it's a formulaic movie, but I think ultimately it was serviceable. It was nice. It was sweet. If it's going to introduce a bunch of Westerners living in Europe and give them a taste of what it's like to be a refugee and spend time on these dinghies and refugee boats and like risk your life, I think the movie does a good enough job.
Yeah, the
ultimately.
movie.
What do you think?
The movie صراحة هيك كتير.
By the way, before you go, Nadim is a film student. He studied film. He's made short films. He has edited the Shada documentary. He shoots and edits all the little other mini documentaries that we've done. So he knows what he's talking about when it comes to film and movies and all of that. And I'm glad Elijah and Noor have not seen Swimmers. So I'm glad that you're here because you've actually seen the movie.
Yeah.
So sorry, go ahead.
I was saying the movie هيدا أنا بحليت and it's the first movie that only portrays a small that portrays the misery وكل شيء تبع
refugees and stuff.
And the refugees. بس ما بروح into misery porn مثلا مثل بلبنان أنا كفر نحوم it's just misery porn. وهذا اللي حبيته in this movie لأنه عن جد بلبنان وعن نتفليكس وبالمينا ريجن وحتى برا لتقدر تنجح بفيلم تكتبه if you're writing an independent feature لازم تحكي عن هول القصص عن refugees عن misery porn عن كل شيء عن القضية فهيدا that's the first movie when قدروا يعملوا the school balance بين الاثنين بلا ما كثير يعرفوك اياها عن كل شيء خاص باللاجئين وهيك بلا ما كثير يعرفوك عن the Olympics كل الخبرية.
And if you like it overall.
Like
on Letterboxd, I gave it a 3 out of 5. To me, it's a 3 out of 5. Solid, nice movie. It's light. It's not going to blow your mind. It's emotional when it needs to be. It's a feel-good story.
It's a It's a real documentation for the first time on Netflix. It's a real documentation to the misery.
You know who disagrees with you and me? Manal Issa, co-star of the film. So let me get you a photo of Manal. So basically. She plays Sarah. So here, I got a few pictures here. So this is Manal Issa. She plays Sarah Mardini, who is the sister of Yusra. And the person she plays, Sarah Mardini, has become a humanitarian who tries to help refugees, etc. She's currently facing trial, and she's facing like multiple years in prison, etc. So this is Manal. And actually, this is her sister, Natalie, her real-life sister. Like, Manal and Natalie are real-life sisters who portrayed Yusra and Sarah, which I didn't know. Like, I was watching the whole movie. Then once the movie was done, I looked it up and I saw that they were sisters. Anyways, Manal Issa has since come out and basically criticized her experience on the movie and a whole bunch of things. We're gonna look into that. So first, it started on Twitter, a Twitter thread. There's this writer by the name of Joseph Fahim. He is a journalist. This is his series of tweets that talks about his interview with Manal, where she's going to basically criticize the movie, criticize her salary, a whole bunch of things. And I'm gonna give you my honest opinion of what I think of all of that. So here's what Joseph had to say. A few weeks ago, Manal Issa, star of Netflix's The Swimmers, reached out. She wanted to talk about her disheartening experience with the film, but insisted that the interview would not go on until it streamed so that her testimonial wouldn't overshadow the work of her colleagues. After endless revisions and careful editing, here's the story of the making of The Swimmers, the Orientalist, shallow script, the unequal payments, and the mistreatment on set. This is the story the Anglophone mainstream media did not deem worthy of reporting. Coupled with Manal's testimonial is my personal take on the film, which, like many anti-Assad Syrian intellectuals, found to be insulting to the Syrian cause.
It's Assad, مش Assad.
Sorry, I said Assad? Yeah. Assad, yeah, sorry. Equally insulting was the director's self-promoting piece in The Guardian, in which she illustrates an utter ignorance to Egyptian film history while casually dismissing the works of all Arab filmmakers over the past 12 years. Manal's mom has died this week. Her bravery and resilience have been inspiring all throughout the incredibly difficult writing process of this piece. This is my last article of the year and the one I'm most proud of for Middle East Eye. First of all, before we get going, super sorry to Manal and her sister Natalie for losing their mom. I can only imagine how difficult that must be. It must be horrendous. So definitely horrible. Just to be clear. So, and here is the title of the article. The Swimmers, lead actor hits out at Orientalist cliches and mistreatment. Manal Issa says Netflix should have cast Syrian actors and did not do justice to the real story. And we're going to read part of that article. And it might seem a little bit long. We have a bunch of things to go through, but I think it's important context because we're going to talk through a lot. And she brings up a lot of points in this article that are then going to be refuted by fellow cast members or crew members, and even things that I don't think she should talk about personally. So, bear with me. I'm telling you, it's a little bit different this week. It was in July that I texted Manal Issa, a personal friend and colleague of mine, to congratulate her on the news of The Swimmers, Netflix's real-life chronicle of how Syrian refugee Yusra Mardini became an Olympic athlete, which has been chosen as the opening film of the Toronto International Film Festival. By the way, the movie got like a 5-minute standing ovation at the Toronto Film Festival. The response of the French-Lebanese star of the film, who plays Sarah, the older sister, was not quite what I had expected. My excitement began to dissolve after Manal responded to my message. There was not a trace of elation or enthusiasm in her voice. On the contrary, she was dismissive, uncharacteristically aggressive, and bitter. When I eventually saw the film, the mocking and hostility in her voice made sense. The film, now streaming on Netflix, is directed by Welsh-Egyptian filmmaker Salih Al-Husseini, yet has been on the receiving end of some scathing reviews. One review said it resembled a Disney sports movie, while another stated it had clunky scenes and blank characters. But for Manal, the problems run far deeper. One quick correction, if you go on Rotten Tomatoes, the movie has like 80-something%, so it does not have scathing reviews. And the audience reviews are also pretty high. They're also in the 80-something%, so him saying that it has scathing reviews, it's on Netflix.
حتى كمان on Letterboxd, like it has كمان like شي 80, 82 هيك شي. يعني آخر مرة شفت من شي جماعة.
Okay, cool. Manal's involvement with the project dates back to 2019 when she was sent the synopsis of the film by Universal Pictures, the Hollywood company that would later be replaced by Netflix, and working title, the famed British production house behind Four Weddings and a Funeral, Notting Hill, and Love Actually, who have never previously produced an Arab story. By the way, all these movies are great. Four Weddings and a Funeral, Notting Hill, Love Actually, they're classics, modern classics. The initial script she received did not leave a memorable impression on her. Okay, fair enough. And quote, "It was no different than similar refugee-themed projects I received every year," Manal told me. They talked to my agent after I turned it down to get me to audition for the film. I was still hesitant for multiple reasons. One, it required extensive swimming lessons, and two, I felt uncomfortable that the role was not offered to a Syrian actor. Manal didn't know how to swim prior to the film, so this was something she was apprehensive about. Manal would eventually change her mind after conversing with Al-Husseini, who promised that she would take her input in the filmmaking and work on the dialogue, which Manal thought was weak from the get-go. The script would not be changed, however. Al-Husseini was upfront, but with her help, she vowed to make the film as authentic as possible. 2 weeks prior to the film's Netflix streaming on 23 November, Manal reached out for the first time since the summer. Despite battling with some personal issues, Manal was in a more composed mood. She wanted to openly talk about her experience in The Swimmers, but only after the film premiered to allow the viewers to form their own opinion. "I wouldn't have reacted the way I did to your message if I was happy with the movie," she later said. While she was cordial about Al-Husseini, the director, whom she gives credit for giving the film some dignity, it's clear that The Swimmers raises questions about the relationship between white film executives and Arab talents, about the limited freedoms Arab creatives are given to tell their own stories, and about the type of stories American and British conglomerates allow Arab artists to tell. Look, on the surface, and I would agree. I wouldn't be shocked if a big American company like Netflix
decided to create.
It's kind of they kind of have, you know what, like maybe don't talk about this, focus on this, don't talk about that. They want to maybe create a slightly more sanitized version of the events. Fair enough. That could be a fair criticism, and I'm not shocked when I hear something like that. According to sources, and again, this is all very important because the stuff that comes later all relates to this. Most of the finalists for the role were from the Maghreb or Egypt. I finally decided to go for it because I felt I was the one actress from the bunch that was closest to Sarah, Manal said. I would have given up the role in a heartbeat had a Syrian been considered for the role, but that wasn't the case. Hona, she's making it sound like she stepped in to save the movie. Like they wanted to do this in the casting. First of all, actors shouldn't have anything to do with the casting process, other than casting for the role, auditioning for a role. But here she's making it sound like, you know what, I didn't want to do it. They weren't going to cast a Syrian, so I was like, you know what, to save this movie and to give it some authenticity, I need to be in this movie. Lack of Arabic dialogue, which is fair. The movie has a lot of English dialogue, which can be awkward sometimes. I'm not going to lie. And I found that awkward sometimes. But there are
whenever they reach Germany.
Even بسوريا كانوا عم بيحكوا English. أنا بتاعك I have one of my best friends in the States was a Syrian guy who lived in Syria. He spoke English with his friends in Syria. Yeah. It happens. It's not the most common thing, but it happens. Manal credits Al-Husseini for increasing the dosage of Arabic dialogue in the script. Before these changes were implemented, Manal confronted one of the film's British producers, saying, "So you want to make a movie about Arabs, yet you don't want to listen to their language?" She told him. So again, she's like arguing with producers and talking about it. I felt that the American and British executives don't understand who we are and where we're coming from, she said. I was incensed by the number of times I was told that the dialogue sounded cooler in English, Manal said. It was disrespectful and I felt insulted. I asked Manal what she thought of the script, which was written by British scribe Jack Thorne, with Al-Husseini receiving a co-writer credit. I was devastated by the excessive use of English dialogue and how superficial and cheesy it is, she said. It felt like one of those banal American films filled with many Orientalist cliches. Elements of these Orientalist cliches can still be traced in the final film, most prominently in the cringe-worthy scene where an African refugee tells Yusra, "You don't wear hijab, you swim. I've never met a girl like you before." As casual as this scene may appear to be, it does force the critical viewer to wonder if Hollywood would have agreed to tell Yusra and Sarah's story had they been veiled, conservative, and working class. Only you're kind of jumping to like, what? No. Another thing the article talks about is like the lack, the movie is very unclear politically where it stands. They don't really tell you what's going on in Syria. They don't talk about the West interfering in the events. They don't tell you about like the rebels. It's like, it makes it seem like the Syrians are fighting themselves. And I agree, the movie is very vague. It doesn't really touch on that. Fair criticism. So now we're getting to probably the most interesting part of the article, where she talks about like the trauma that was caused on set and unequal pay. And unequal pay, I have a lot to say about that. So about the trauma, if you guys have seen the movie, they recreate when the refugees had to cross the ocean in their little boat, the little dinghy. Apparently, so here in the article says, they spent 6 hours in the middle of the ocean trying to get that shot. While they were on the boat, they actually saw people, like actual refugees in other boats trying to cross. Some of the cast members were crying, others felt queasy about communicating their discomfort. I reached a point where I felt it was all too much, Manal said. I told them you can't invoke trauma by creating a new trauma for the performers. You don't hurt people just to get a scene. She claimed that there was no mental health professionals on set to help them, something that gets refuted later, etc. Now, the real big problem that I have with is this part. The second issue is her paycheck. Issa was paid only $150,000, from which she received around $80,000 following tax deductions. That's a measly sum for a multi-million Netflix and working title production. More troublesome is the allegedly bigger paycheck paid to a white European co-star who plays a smaller role in the movie than Issa. The actor told Issa he had initially refused a pay offer that was in the same ballpark as hers. Okay, first of all, Nadim, do you know Thor?
Yeah.
Thor, you know Thor.
Yeah.
Big Marvel movie.
Yeah.
You know Chris Hemsworth?
I know.
The guy who plays Thor?
Yeah.
You know Chris Hemsworth, right? You want to know how much money Chris Hemsworth made for the first Thor movie?
How much money?
$150,000.
For Thor movie.
For Thor. You know how much money Thor made worldwide? $450 million. Yeah. And Chris Hemsworth got paid $150,000. You know who should be complaining about their salary? Chris Hemsworth for getting $150,000 for Thor.
This guy.
Manal Issa got paid what Chris Hemsworth got paid to be Thor.
For a blockbuster.
For a blockbuster, and she's in a small little like indie to like it's probably like a mid-budget movie. It looks like it costs anywhere from 15 to like $30 million, and she got paid 150,000, which is fucking huge. Dude, 150,000 is huge. It is so unprofessional. Like, first of all, you signed the contract. You agreed to the salary before you made the movie. You can't shoot a movie, get paid $150,000, and then complain about your salary after the fact. Taxes. It's not Netflix's fault that if you live in France, there's a huge tax rate and you only got to keep $80,000, which is still massive.
انه ما هي وصلت لانه وين صورت الفيلم، يعني هو كان عندها كل البري برودكشن حتى قبل ما تعمل الكونترا، ما هي من قبل عم تنق انه شو عملتها كلها.
بس كمان this is the thing where the writer Joseph Fahim, you're an idiot for publishing that, bro. Like, clearly the girl is she's upset, she's angry, she's oversharing. Why are you? Don't print that. Do the girl a favor and don't print that, because you know what? Everything that she's complaining about, basically, it makes it seem like she's difficult to work with, and especially like for women, it's already harder. Like, if a man complains, people say, he's opinionated, but whatever. He's a man, he's strong. If a woman complains on set, you know what people say? She's difficult to work with. She's bossy. She's gonna nag. Everything she just did right now, this whole article is gonna make it, I think, much more difficult for Manal, unfortunately, to get acting gigs in the future, because now. Hello. You guys, and what I'm saying is unpopular. First of all, let me say that. Most people online were in total support of Manal, and they're like, yeah, the movie sucked, Orientalist, ma بعرف شو. Well, there's people who disagree with us, and it's her own co-stars, folks. So her own co-stars started commenting on Joseph Fahim's Twitter and basically sharing some very distressing information about Manal and everything. So here is Ayman Al-Hussein replying to that, saying, 1, I feel for Manal and Natalie for losing their mother. As a Syrian consultant and also a cast member on The Swimmers, I spent over a year working on the film, both on set and through the whole editing process. I can confirm that this article is very far from the truth. I took the same dingy journey Yusra and Sarah Mardini took, and for me, doing it again on The Swimmers in a safe environment was an absolute privilege. I didn't feel unsafe at all. We had a marine safety team, and mental health support was available during and after the shoot. Something that Sarah says
that wasn't available.
That Manal says wasn't there. Unfortunately, my experience with Manal personally wasn't good. She verbally harassed me a few times, and I saw her be rude and aggressive to others. People who were on set know this very well, but you clearly didn't ask anyone when you wrote this article. And it's true. It seems like the writer of this article literally just like fucking... What's his name?
Joseph Fahim.
Yeah, Joseph Fahim literally seems like he wrote this article by like just talking to Manal. Didn't do any follow-up investigative journalism.
Backstory, like
he didn't talk to anyone else on set. He just got Manal's side of the story and like published it, and boom. Which is very unprofessional of him, and it doesn't help Manal in any way, bro. Part 4 of Ayman's tweet. You wrote the article without reaching out to the Syrians who worked on the film. This film represents me and all Syrians. All my friends and family loved it. A lot of them cried because they saw their stories being told. Poor journalism, a one-sided article seeking attention. So, scathing words by Ayman, who worked on the film, but he wasn't alone. So here is someone else. So, Hassan Akkad. Hi, Joseph. The article you are most proud of is full of inaccuracies and lies, I'm afraid. I worked on The Swimmers. I was involved in the writing and casting processes. Manal, more than once, threw her mic set in my face on set and told me to fuck off. Not a good look. This is not a good look for Manal. Again, makes you wonder why she would even share any of this. You are free not to like the film. If Netflix didn't comment, you could have reached out to the Syrians who worked behind and in front of the camera and asked about our experience working on The Swimmers and how Manal was like on set. So, Hassan Akkad is not having any of it, and he's not the only one, folks. Co-star. Here's James Krishna. So here's what James had to say. I completely agree with what Hassan just wrote. Joseph, your article is full of false claims. I was there on set. You have actually, maybe unknowingly, exploited the mental health of a very troubled actress who I personally witnessed abusing colleagues. Why didn't you ask all of the many Syrians, including Syrian refugees who worked on the film? On top of Hassan, ask Ayman Al-Hussein and the Tatari family who were there on set in the boat themselves and were shocked by Manal's erratic, abusive behavior. Why not ask Yusra Mardini and Sarah Mardini themselves? So he's even claiming that Yusra and Sarah Mardini, the real-life heroes who inspired this movie, had some kind of beef and problem with Manal Issa. So, like, these are bombs, bro, that are dropping.
Yeah.
These are bombs, man.
هيك انه هو كمان هيدا جوزيف اللي كتب الارتكل
Is an idiot, bro. You should never, you should have written
عملت.
وتكبوا بزبالة. You would have spared yourself the embarrassment. You would have spared Manal fucking ruining her career, bro, what you're doing.
انه كيف اجيت انت كتبت هلا يعني هذا الارتكل وقلت يلا بدي احطه اونلاين
It's so
انزع
irresponsible.
كل شيء للمره هي من دون شيء بدهم كانوا يخلصوا السات وما يحكوا بقى عنها فعطت لها الارتكل.
Check. James Krishna continues. The fact that you know that Manal's mom recently passed away, again, which is fucking tragic, okay? You allude to her battling personal issues and claim to be a personal friend and colleague of hers, shows you should have more empathy for her mental state when talking to you. She was offered free therapy on several occasions and refused it. One of the many inaccurate facts in your articles, often erroneous claims. I hope you don't hide me and Hassan's replies. If you do, it will say a lot, won't it? I was actually one of the few people on set of the film who had no issues with Manal. I have some empathy for her mental state, but this was a step too far by her and your frequently false article. People who abuse others on film sets are not always white men. They can also be female and an ethnic minority. I hope Manal gets the help that she needs, and that journalists like yourself tread more carefully when interviewing someone as unreliable and troubled as her. If you don't like the film, just write a review. That's fine. But don't speak for Syrians who helped make the film. I can tell you now, they are appalled by your article. So that is a very intense response by James Krishna, and it does not look good for Manal. I tend to honestly believe these guys, because you have an actor, the casting director, consultants, writers. Everyone is speaking out. I don't think Manal has put out a response since these people have come out. The writer, though, Joseph Fahim, said that. He said, just to get things over with, just to get this thing over with, I'm in LA at the moment on a mini vacation and will not be on Twitter or responding to or seeing any messages the next week. Anyone who has commentary or responses can email me. Manal and Natalie are fully aware of the responses and comments. Manal and Natalie are reachable on social media. Netflix, whom we emailed 2 weeks prior to the publication of the piece, are still welcome to issue an official response. Taking a stab against the mental health of an actress in public, though, is something I vehemently refuse to engage with or respond to. Manal has worked with Bertrand Bonello, Joanna Haji Thomas, Eric Cantona, and Elie Darir. They can all be asked about their experience with her. Bro, I think this is the last time she's going to work with him after the fucking article you put out. He became, and that's the very last thing I will say about the swimmers piece for now. We stand by the piece and we stand by Manal and Natalie. Happy New Year again, and blah, blah, blah. Bro, no one's saying we don't stand with them, but so like, I'm never going to be in a position of power whether I decide to hire an actress or not for a movie. If I do someday, let's just say theoretically, let's just have some fun with it, okay? I'm screenwriting now. Let's say 2 years from now, I get to produce my own movie, and I want to cast someone and hire them for the movie. I would never hire Manal anymore. Yeah. You know why? Because I'm going to hire her. She's going to read the script. She's going to be like, oh, yeah, the script is fine. I guess we can fix it a bit. Here, you want to pay me X? Okay, I guess that's fine. We're going to shoot the movie. Then a month later, after the movie's out, she's going to come out, write an article where she's like, the pay's too low. I hate the fucking script. It was stupid. This was bad. This was the...
You will fight me on set.
And then you're going to fight, like, who's going to want to work with her? Is Netflix ever going to want to hire her? You might say, dude, she's never going to want to work with Netflix again. Oh, funny you should say that. She just got 3 new offers for 3 new movies, etc. Bro, this is not stuff you want to have going around. And then by writing this article, you invited all these comments that are now exposing all this, like, shitty activity on set. All this, like, this stuff which was probably, the cast and crew probably talked about it. Zoulfy Hustlin and rumblings, but it wasn't out in the open. Now it's straight up written on Twitter. It's screenshotted. It's out there. Manal is a troubled person on set. She's gonna yell at producers. She's gonna tell them to fuck off. She's gonna throw mics at them. She's gonna throw tantrums. She's gonna complain about $150,000 salary, which is insane to me. Yeah. I would kill for 80 grand, even if they paid her, even if the initial salary was 80 grand and they were gonna slash that in half for taxes and she was only gonna keep 40. That is still fucking amazing. For a small movie like that,
no.
Who's complaining? Honestly, that to me. But again, she can think that. Inta Joseph Fahim, don't fucking print that in the article, bro. Another thing that the article complained, the pay gap, the pay difference. This guy, Matthias, I don't know his last name. Matthias Schwer. He's in Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead on Netflix. He's a relatively famous actor. He was on his own Zack Snyder spin-off movie of like the bank robber. Of course, this guy's gonna ask for more money than Manal Issa. Have you never, like, bro, Joseph, you dumbass, right? Like, have you never heard of, if Tom Cruise is in a movie, okay, with another actress, okay, with Aubrey Plaza, Tom Cruise هيقبض أكتر من Aubrey Plaza because he's more famous. He has more credibility. He's had a longer career. His resume is longer. He's done more. What the fuck was that about? I know that whole payment thing. I'm like, bro, he literally could have written the whole article مثل ما هو, and it still would have been problematic. And just cut out the payment part, and it's 80% better. So I mean, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I know this was a long topic. We went through a lot, through tweets, through replies, with a long article, but it's crazy. Look, she's saying the movie was like really bad, she's like kind of embarrassed by it and all of that stuff. I didn't think it was that bad. A lot of the things that she said in the article are fair. Yes, so sometimes the West does treat Arab stories with kid gloves. They want to sugarcoat it, and they don't want to get into the weeds and the details. Maybe they are more interested in telling the story of a Christian Muslim family or someone that isn't veiled, etc. This stuff is valid, and you can make those criticisms. I don't know why I feel like I'm talking to Manal personally, but like, if you want to complain about this stuff, there are ways. Wait 2-3 years after the movie's out, you're doing an interview, you can casually mention, like, you know what, I learned a lot from my experience on the swimmers. I kind of wish the story was a little bit more, true to what was happening in Syria, but I learned a lot. It was a learning experience, etc. There are ways to subtly express your disapproval of a project that you worked on. بس تجي وتبهدلي completely this, I only got paid $150,000. You just seem honestly unprofessional, ungrateful, and kind of like not a person that people are going to want to collaborate with, because you just come off as untrustworthy. You signed a contract. Are you cool getting paid? No one forced you to sign the contract. You're like, I had to take the role because they weren't going to hire a Syrian, like as if like you're the selfless hero who, if you didn't take the role, the movie wouldn't have. I'm pretty sure right now they would have been happier to not make the movie with you. They would have had another actress in the role who wouldn't have come out, وبهدلتهم and all of that stuff. And I think this is going to make it harder for you to find work. And honestly, maybe even your sister, because your sister is also an actress, and you just dragged her into this whole thing. Nathalie, like, شو خاصة ناتاليا بهالقصة كلها؟ يلا ناتالي, yeah, you want to get a role? I'm going to make it harder for you, because you're going to Google their names, and all this shit's going to come up now. What do you think? Any final thoughts?
لا بس انه هو جوزيف clearly he used the situation, the mental health.
Of course.
حق عليها, she's
عليه extra, because she's young, she wasn't maybe thinking great. She was going through a bunch of stressful shit, but that she wants to vent. He should have not published this. You're an idiot. You're an idiot for publishing this stuff, for making her look bad, for putting all these details in there. Even
made her look extra bad.
Make her look super bad with the salary. She wasn't happy with her salary. Blah blah blah. شو بك؟
في كتير articles on underpaid actors عاملين خبرية وبيحكوا بهالقصص بيقولوا انه it wasn't. Like,
of course, and like female actresses, yeah, they'll come out and say like I wasn't paid equally with my co-star, etc. But this isn't a case of that. I'm talking عن حدا who, like, the guy he's in a Zack Snyder movie. He's in 2 Zack Snyder movies. Of course, he's gonna get paid more. Like, ما بعرف. Anyways,
she bashed the whole set.
And what I want to come in and like, I thought the best part of the movie were Manal and Natalie, and I thought their chemistry like really shined through. And when I like found out that they were actually sisters, I was like, oh, that makes sense, because I really bought their relationship as sisters. So like, I really think they both turned in some really good work in that movie, and it's really not as bad as they're making it sound to be.
Yeah,
maybe I'm a shit. Maybe my
really cool.
Maybe my taste in movies is garbage. That's what. Maybe I'm basic, okay, and I like shitty movies, and I didn't hate this movie, but thought it was fine. And I think try not to do that again. Like, this is just a very bad practice, like career-wise. This is very bad for a career. And me, as someone who would hopefully like to make movies one day, you gotta like. I'm scared to hire you.
No, stop making it hard for the Lebanese filmmaker. عن جد, man. I know.
You're making it hard on yourself forget Lebanese filmmaker. You're making it hard on yourself as an actress to get a job, because everyone's gonna be like, this person is gonna be a nightmare to work with. Anyways, we've talked a lot about this. Time to move on to, well, a still relevant topic, because we're gonna talk about the Netflix top 10.
Wow.
We're gonna comment on. We haven't done this in like a year at least, man. So first, let's look at the movies. Top 10. I like this, man. I guess. Let's see. At number 1 عنا هيدا فيلم كريستيان بيل, باتمان كان كريستيان بيل جديد. The Pale Blue Eye is at number 1. This is, by the way, on Tuesday, January 10th, when we're recording this. By the time you see this on Thursday, your top 10 may have changed, Swabe. So no, number 1, The Pale Blue Eye مع Christian Bale. Number 2, Glass Onion.
Which
which I liked. I saw Glass Onion. I really enjoyed it. Bloodshot مع Vin Diesel. هذا فيلم قديم. Lebanese people love Vin Diesel, bro.
Yeah.
They fucking love Vin Diesel. I haven't seen it. I heard Bloodshot is bad. Family.
No, it is bad. I've heard a lot.
Number 4, Swimmers. Swimmers has been in the top 10 again since it came out in November. November, December. Like, it's been 2 months, bro. Over 2 months in the top 5. So everyone's watching the movie. This is why I thought this topic was so interesting. Number 5, White Chicks, which is a modern comedy classic in my opinion. I fucking love White Chicks, bro. They need to make a second one. They need to make a sequel. At number 6, what the fuck is this? How I Became a Gangster. Number 6 movie. Well, that seems interesting. Number 7, Lakeview Terrace. Oof. Have you seen Lakeview Terrace?
No.
Samuel L. Jackson plays a cop, and like a mixed couple moves in next to him, like a white man and a black wife. They move in next to him, and he just like harasses them. He's like an asshole to them the whole time. ما بعرف مقير. I saw this. حضرته بالسينما هيدا الفيلم like in the mid 2000s. This is like at least 15 years old. I saw this in the fucking movie theater, bro. Number 8, Mummy with Tom Cruise. It was a horrible movie. The Mummy with Tom Cruise. Number 9, 50 Shades Darker. عم بقول بدنا شي sex. This top 10 movies was very sex lacking. 50 Shades Darker. لبنان. You're welcome. بالله منيحة يا مو. Number 10, American Made. كمان مع Tom Cruise. ولا Tom Cruise. 2 movies in the top 10. TV, let's see what's popping in the TV shows. I've seen a lot more of the movies than the TV. TV, Allah يستر. Number 1, we got Ginny in Georgia. Don't know what that is. Number 2, Kaleidoscope. You had something to say about Kaleidoscope على Instagram. شو حبيته لكاليدوسكوب؟ أنا ما حضرته.
أبدا عن جد. أنا أكتر شيء استفزني العالم اللي قالوا genius writing. نتفليكس اللي عملوه بس قالوا تعال نكتب a new series ونشون يحضروها كيف ما كان. It's not. من أول شيء فيك تحضرها كيف ما كان بس هن كل حلقة they are not linked مع بعض يعني ما في شيء linked when عملوا twist للlinks فهمت شو قصدي؟ اللي عملوا what Netflix did is actually they wrote
no one's interested that much. Did you like it or not, Nadim?
لا
Did you like it or not?
لا أكيد لا. No.
يلا let's move on.
لأنه كتير بشع.
Wednesday. I saw 2 episodes of Wednesday. 2.5 episodes. I was like, it's nice, not for me, so I stopped watching it. But it's like it's huge. It blew up. أنت حضرته على Wednesday?
لا. I watched like the first episode.
All over the world. It's a phenomenon. Emily in Paris, كمان is not my kind of show. New season, I guess, is like season 3 or something. Number 5, Lady Voyeur. There we go. Some nice dirty stuff. There we go. That's the Lebanon that I know. Number 6, The Recruit. Have not seen it, but I heard there's an episode in Beirut or something.
Yeah, they talk about Beirut.
I guess that's why it's popular. Jad?
Yeah.
See, that's going to make me watch it. We're so easy. The Recruit is at number 6. Number 7, Alchemy of Souls. Seems like a Korean series. New episode that cannot be week to week. Number 8, La Reina El Sur. What?
La Reina del Sur.
La Reina del Sur. No idea what that is.
Spanish.
Mexican. Musalsal Mexican. Number 9, Madoff. The Monster of Wall Street. Obviously, Bernie Madoff. Number 10, Alice in Borderland. كمان a Korean series. This is a new season. I'm guessing. New season. So I'm guessing it is the 2nd season. Very interesting Netflix top 10. And I stopped doing the Netflix top 10s because I hadn't seen most of the shit that was on these lists, to be honest with you guys. Movies, I've seen more TV shows, and I like seeing what people are watching. Number 2, مهم Kaleidoscope, ومهم إنه Nadim ما حبه because they're tricking you. كله marketing, which is not really linked or whatever. هيدي هي. Technically, folks, we're done with the episode. But we have just a... بدك تحضر هيدي the one اللي بعت لي تبع الريكرياسيون. The kids قاعدين I just don't know how. This is Nadim sent me this random ass video. Do you want to introduce it?
Yes.
What is this video that you sent me, Nadim?
I don't know. It's a simulation. It's my life. It's something on my For You page. My For You page is.
Be careful. Let's watch. 1, 2. So we have a little girl reading, and the little girl came up to her with a Snapchat photo. Now with a TikTok photo. Now someone's holding up a Twitter or like a Telegram. We got Facebook. So it's all these social media applications, folks. This girl is being surrounded by social media apps. Temptations. Look at all this technology. Instead of letting her focus on her reading, they're all trying to fight for her attention. Instagram coming in. You got Viber. They're running out of ideas when Viber makes an appearance.
Tango, Skype.
Oh, look, they took her book and threw it to the ground. They are now...
boom.
But no, folks,
I
no.
want to read my book.
I will not succumb to temptation. I will not succumb to your temptation, oh devil, oh demon, oh no, oh Lord.
Wow.
I will not succumb to you. I will do my reading. I will read my books. So you see,
It's better than the whole top 10 movies on Netflix.
Aki, this was incredible. Nick, did you send me this one, Commander? The little kid? Hey, did?
No.
I don't know. This is old, I think. I don't know
Yeah.
why this made me laugh. It's like 10 seconds.
شو قال لك يورجو؟
أبو طيز.
قلت له ولا ما قلت له؟ ليه قلت له؟
هاي أنا يورجو، أنا اللي قلت له أبو طيز وما كنت عم بمزح معه.
Oh, I love this. And on that note, folks, thank you for blessing us with your presence on this episode 82 of Do Not Worry, 2-year anniversary, folks, and celebrating with me, obviously, my favorite of the interns, Nadim, on his
Thank
second
you,
appearance. We probably got a lot of people probably tuned out of this episode when they saw that you were sitting here.
Yeah.
They were like, ah, fuck.
تفوه ما عليك فوه شوي.
Like, ah, this guy again. Well, that's what happens when the interns don't show up, folks.
No,
Thank you
we
to
love the interns.
and we love Nadim. Thank you for filling in the seat.
Yeah.
It suits you. Thank you to our beautiful patrons Enzo S, Jad Al Haj, Ziad Mgharbel, Jad Sabr, Yusuf Salah, Mo K, Jackie D, Mher Kirikorian, Antoinette Saab, superhero patrons like Danny Karam, Dr. William Watfa, the Boobs Doctor, Phil and Will, a delicious sandwich shop, folks. Get your charcuterie. Mo Hariri, Adrien N, and got your patrons like Jessica N, Habib Namani, 6090 Monkeys, Andrew G,
Jack Sleeman,
baby, Burgery, the best burgers in Tripoli, and Adam Khazan. Thank you guys so much. Remember, you can go vote for the Do Not Worry Awards. The link is in the description of this video and on my Instagram. Go vote. The episode is going to be in a couple of weeks. It's going to be a lot of fun. Like the video, leave a comment, engage, subscribe, folks. Let me get to 10,000 subscribers.
10,000.
Can I ask for that after 2 years? Can I get to 10,000?
We can.
Let's do it. Oh, Lord, oh, Jesus. Gays, if you're gay, be careful. Don't get caught by no police, okay? They're out there trying to get you. Be careful. Stay safe. And as usual, folks, do not worry.